Hey guys, it's Kobe here,
And this is Roll.
and we are doing the DKRStarCraft tournament. So, welcome back, guys. We are here for Game 2 of Eripsa versus TheOnePes.
Yes, yes. Welcome, everybody. This is game two, like you said, on Metalopolis. And we do have cross positions here, so it's pretty good for the Zerg player. Not going to be any, real early threat of rushes going on. We have the one Pez is the red Protoss in the top, and at the bottom we have the teal Zerg player Eripsa.
Yeah, and so Game 1 was actually pretty one-sided, I think. Most of the game was pretty one-sided, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I think the one Pez came out on top there, so it's 1-0 then to him, and it's a best of three. So if he wins this one, it'll be he'll be moving on to the next round to face either Nemesis or Minefields, which hasn't been determined yet.
yeah.
So we see one Pez going out for a probe scout after Pylon, and it looks like he's going to pass by this drone here.
Yeah.
Eripsa sent his overlord out to the close by air position and notice he's not there, so they should have a good idea at this point, both of them, where each other have spawned.
And we see the OnePes is doing probably the same similar build, pretty safe and standard. And
Yeah,
notice Eripsa has actually got a lot of minerals, and he just got his pool and gas. I think it's because of the probe block of his hatchery. He saved up all those 300 minerals for the hatchery, but
yeah, he's gonna have to spend that somewhere else. I sometimes you'd see more drones come down to maybe try to fight off this probe, get that hatchery down faster. But it looks like he's satisfied just to get that gas in that pool. Maybe wait for some lings to come out to drive that.
yeah, probe blocks are really common. And
I thought you were gonna say really obnoxious, but
no, it's really common. But basically, as a Zerg player, you have basically either two options. You either go for skip the hatch and go for the pool and the hatch. The pool and gas, and get some speed links to deal with the blocking probe, or you can send two drones, preferably, to like start attacking the probe to get him away and then expand.
you don't think taking the hatch at the gold would have been a reasonable option at that point?
Um, I believe because of that spawn position, most likely the Protoss would have scouted it. But I've seen Zerg player done it in the past before.
So he is getting his hatch down now.
Yeah, but notice that in both games, the first and second game, he's got his hatch reasonably later than he wanted to.
And this is kind of interesting. We have no Cybercore. We're just now getting a gas for one Pez. No Cybercore. He's just making zealots, strictly zealots out of two gates right now.
Yeah,
So this is looking like some early zealot action here.
yeah.
There is some links coming out from Eripsa though to come check out what's going on in Pez's base, and he still has a drone actually inside Pez's base, which Pez is not probably aware of.
And the Link scouts the Zealot that's coming. So let's see.
Scouts the zealot's blade.
Yeah. And because he has the watchtower, he sees this.
Yeah. He is getting
Uh,
a spine crawler up. He might want to cancel this hatch. I don't know if he does see these coming, and I don't know what his plan is on keeping that hatch up at this point with only a couple lings out and one queen, and the spine crawler in his main is obviously not going to do much use against his and actually transferring the drones down.
Yes, I don't know why he would
As
transfer.
if yeah.
I mean, if you see that coming, don't be afraid to cancel the hatch. I mean, it's better if you cancel it than lose it, because you're gonna lose it to all these
Yeah,
Zealot.
and if that queen would have stayed up there, maybe made another queen for some extra transfuse of that spine crawler, he could have maybe stabilized a little bit. But this hatch is definitely going to go down. A couple lings come down, but it's going to be too little, too late, I think.
Yeah, and
So,
the one Pez is actually coming strong off the bat. So
yeah, he does have both gas now, and he's getting his cyber core, so he's transitioning into something a little more standard now. But this initial pressure is actually going to do probably more than Pez was actually hoping for.
and he's once again
Because all
pulling
the
his
drones
drones.
come down.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think he holds it up, but really at what cost? You can see at the income tab that he is really far behind, almost 10,
And the
probably.
supply,
Yeah, the supply is for the Eripsa is 27 over 34, and for the OnePes is 42, just 43 actually over 66 just right now. And we see a counterattack from Eripsa with a bunch of lings, and
yeah,
I
he's
don't.
got too many zealots though up there. It's not going to do much.
Yeah, I don't really agree with this counter, because
Well, he's not actually going up there though, is he? Or looks like he's just checking out, see if he's got an expo or if he's staying on one base.
yeah.
Eripsa is getting his natural base, trying to get his natural base up again.
He could have saved all those larvas instead of making all those lings, which is not gonna do much for drones just to get back into the game.
Up. Yeah.
And we actually have still a drone, Arista's drone in the OnePes base still alive. I mean,
Yeah, it's a pretty big mistake from Pez letting that drone get all the scouting at once. Sees the robo that's just now coming up.
yeah,
And Eripsa is pretty far behind in harvesters, but he's trying to catch up. His income is not too far behind. I mean, it's pretty bad for a Zerg player, but
yeah. And we can see the OnePes trying to grab his expansion, and Aripsa preventing it as the best as he can, or
yeah,
delaying
it looks like it's going to go down though.
Yeah.
So he's got a mix of a few stalkers in with his zealots now. He probably could push again if he wanted to, but it looks like he's contented to try to defend his base, secure a second here, and really macro up for a bigger timing push later on.
Yeah, I would have really loved the OnePes to actually, after that very successful Zealot attack, I would have loved to see him time it up so that he can do a secondary wave attack right when the hatchery finishes, so that, because once the hatchery finishes, he's not going to have a lot of units.
Yeah, he's sort of letting the Rips to get back in the game here with that second hatch being getting some drones on it now, and he didn't even get map control. He's got Eripsa still has both towers at the moment with lings on them.
Yeah. And yeah, as a Posas player, you do not really want to let the Zerg player catch back up, because, as we all know, the Zerg can catch back up really fast, just pumping drones like immediately in bunches. So, but
looks like
we can see him going for a Roach Warren.
Yeah, that looks like the Roach is going to be his response to this play. I would not doubt seeing some Immortals coming out of this Robo Bay, which is exactly what's happening at the moment, to counter that, which is something that we should have expected from what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah. Do you think it's a good idea for him to go Roaches right now, or you think he should have gone for something like Mutas?
I think something like Mutas would have been a better choice. The Roaches is probably something he's just more comfortable with. And playing from a position of being this far behind, he really does need something like Mutas to try to get back even again. I mean, Roaches is a play where he's trying. It works better when you're playing from an even or from an advantage. Yeah. The Mutas could potentially get in the mineral line. There's no cannons at his main. 4 or 5 Mutas could really bring this economy back into an even game again.
Yeah.
And as Eripsa's getting his third up right now, if he can actually establish that third, we might have a game here. But we do have a sizable army coming in from Pez into the natural.
Yeah, so here's the impending attack.
So he has 2 queens down there, spine roaches and some wings. Let's see how this goes.
He managed to get a semi concave, but I don't think he has enough.
Force field's the ramp, so no reinforcements can come down. Not that any are coming down immediately anyway.
Yeah. And I think this should be it for Eripsa.
Yeah, the drones come out again. As you see, the lings can't get past that force field on the ramp. This hatch is going to go down. I don't think Pez is aware of the third that's up, though. It's got no drones on it, but yeah, Pez is not aware of that base.
Yeah, but I think he sees that Roach coming from that side, so...
Yeah, he should. That should make him suspicious that there's a hatchery up there.
Yeah.
That Immortal, again, doing... just like Game 1, doing tons of damage. That's got 7 kills on it right now. 8 kills on that Immortal. Continuing to force field the ramp.
And the income is 46 to 20 at this point. And he sees he scouts the second expansion, so...
The Harvesters, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so that hatch is going to go down as well.
Yeah, most likely, yeah, the hatch will go down. And this should be it. I think OnePes might take this one, most likely.
Yeah, that would be a 2-0 going on to the second. Be our first player entering the second round of this tournament.
Yeah. Yep, the expansion goes down, and now it's a 2-base Protoss versus a 1-base Zerg. So unless he pulls some kind of miracle, I don't know why he's actually backing off right now. I think he could have finished it.
You know, he might be just toying with him. You never know. Trying to make him look bad.
Yeah. With all the action going on, I'm surprised that drone that Eripsa has in his base is still alive. That's some like baller's drone right there. He's like, I'm chilling.
Well, the probe's attacking him now, but he did have a good run at it. Most drones don't last that long in Protoss space.
Yeah.
They don't usually make it 15 minutes into a game.
Yeah, he's like, I'm too cool to go back to my base.
Well, I wouldn't want it. It's probably safer to stay in the Protoss space than it is to stay in the Zerg space at this point.
Yeah.
The Zerg space is not the safest place to be if you're looking for somewhere to hang out right now.
Yeah.
So we got another Robo Bay coming down from Protoss, and he's taking his third over on the far position.
Wow, double upgrades going on as well. So.
Yeah.
And he's getting his third. I mean, the Zerg right now, I'm sure he's probably knows that he's behind, but.
Well, Eripsa is taking his fifth base at the moment. It happens to be his second because 3 of them have died already.
Yeah.
But
props,
I don't know if that's
props to Eripsa for staying even this long.
Yeah, well, like you said, I think that it's sort of the Pez's choice to back off a couple times there that where he could have moved up there, but he's playing it safe. He didn't know exactly how many lings might have been about to pop out of the main, and he didn't want to get surrounded with the stalkers he had left, and maybe face a counterattack that he couldn't handle, and let Eripsa get too far back into this game. Mm-hmm. We do see a bunch of lings coming out now, going for the third.
His Overlord spots it, so I think his plan is just to kill it, the expansion.
Probably going to be able to cancel it though if he wanted to, or just maybe just go kill these Zerglings. We'll see.
Yeah.
He does bring his entire army up here, which leaves the main base open to a run by.
Yeah, yeah. For you guys, for you Protoss players out there, don't send all your army if you don't really need to. Oh, and there goes the GG.
I think that last little Ling battle was all he had. He did have some roaches back at his main, but or his natural. But he saw that Protoss army and realized that he wasn't really going to be able to deal with that anytime soon, especially since Protoss was getting up onto his third base. Now the economic difference was just going to sort of get out of control at that point.
Yeah. So Eripsa going down both games to the OnePes, who takes the series 2-0.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think most Protoss usually go with Colossus against Zerg, correct?
Yeah.
And instead of the Immortals, which I think that implies that Pez sort of had a game plan based on the player he was playing to sort of counter the roach play that Eripsa is more accustomed to.
Yeah.
So I mean, he didn't scout the roach warren. I don't think in either games, directly. I think he just assumed that was coming and went for pretty early Immortals and never went for a Robo Bay to get the Colossus.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically we're gonna go on and we'll move on to the next series and hope that will be a good one as well.
Yeah, and remember everybody,
know your
station.
Peace.